Apple iPhone 18 Pro release date. Leak. How a September launch could freeze Android rivals out of the spotlight. If the latest iPhone 18 Pro release date leak is accurate, Apple is about to do what it does best, control the premium smartphone conversation before competitors can even finish their marketing campaigns. Rumors point to a September 9th iPhone 18 Pro launch event, followed by a retail release window that could land around mid to late September. And while most people focus on specs, cameras, and software features, the real power move might be the calendar itself. Because in the premium smartphone market, timing isn't a detail. Timing is the strategy. Today we're breaking down why an early September iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max launch could create a squeeze on Samsung, Google, and the broader Android ecosystem, affecting everything from carrier promotions and retail shelf space to trade-in values, consumer confidence, and the entire Q3 to Q4 upgrade cycle, iPhone 18 Pro launch. Timing. Why September is Apple's home, turf Apple's September. iPhone launch window has become the heartbeat of the global smartphone schedule. Every year that launch doesn't just introduce a new iPhone, it resets consumer expectations and rewrites the conversation across social media, carriers, retailers, and tech media. The moment Apple confirms an iPhone event date, attention shifts. Headlines shift. Search traffic shifts. Upgrade decisions shift. So if Apple locks in an iPhone 18 Pro launch event on September 9th, that date becomes a gravity well. And the closer rival phones launch to it, the more they risk being swallowed by the iPhone news cycle. Why the iPhone 18 Pro leaves Android in no man's land. Here's the problem for Android brands. September is the month when Apple dominates mindshare. If Samsung, Google, or other premium Android manufacturers try to launch in September, they face an attention cliff. Even if they have better features in certain categories, faster charging, bigger sensors, more aggressive AI tools, the average consumer still hears one message louder than the rest. The new iPhone is coming. That creates a dead zone for premium Android releases. A phone can be excellent, but if it launches too close to the iPhone, it's forced to fight for oxygen in a room where Apple controls the ventilation. That's why Android brands have been shifting launch events earlier into July and August, trying to build momentum before Apple arrives. But that strategy comes with a cost. A shorter sales window, weaker long-term visibility, and less room to hold attention when shoppers begin their real upgrade decision-making in September. Samsung and Google. Compressed launch windows. Before Apple takes over, Samsung's strategy often leans on two pillars: premium Galaxy S flagships and premium foldables. The Galaxy S series has its own cycle, typically positioned earlier in the year, while foldables help Samsung claim the future of hardware narrative. But foldables still require sustained marketing to educate buyers and justify premium pricing. If Apple's iPhone 18 Pro marketing wave hits in early September, Samsung's ability to keep foldables trending gets significantly harder. The conversation moves on. Google faces an even tighter squeeze. The Pixel line has increasingly moved toward late summer announcements. That sounds smart, until you realize what happens next. Pixel gets weeks, not months, before Apple's iPhone launch dominates both online search and carrier homepages. In other words, even a strong Pixel launch can feel like a trailer that plays right before the main movie starts. Carrier promotions and retail reality. Shelf space always follows iPhone demand. One of the most overlooked parts of the iPhone 18 Pro release date story is how carriers and retailers behave. Carriers don't just sell phones. They allocate marketing budgets, upgrade incentives, trade-in bonuses, and in-store visibility. And they do it based on what they believe will move volume fast. If demand forecasts for iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max are as high as previous Pro models, carriers will prepare early. That means marketing subsidies shift toward iPhone inventory. Planning prioritizes iPhone unit store displays, homepage banners, and sales scripts pivot to iPhone Android flagships get less promotional oxygen at the exact moment consumers are ready to upgrade. Retail space is finite. Warehouse space is finite. Salespeople have limited time and incentives. When Apple ramps up, everything else gets pushed aside. Not because Android phones aren't good, but because the iPhone is a predictable sales engine. And if the iPhone 18 Pro launch event is September 9th, that carrier and retail pivot starts before the phone is even on shelves. The upgrade cycle trap, when consumers pause purchases waiting for iPhone. 18. Pro. There's another ripple effect that hits Android the moment iPhone rumors look credible. Consumers stop buying. Even if someone was considering a premium Android phone in late August or early September, the leak of an iPhone 18 Pro release date can trigger purchase hesitation. People start thinking, should I wait just 2 more weeks? What if the iPhone 18 Pro has a big camera jump? What if trade-in deals are better? What if resale value holds longer? That pause is deadly for competing launches. A phone needs momentum right after release. But if buyers stall because an iPhone launch is imminent, that momentum collapses. The 10-day to 2-week gap. Apple's quiet power play. Between reveal and retail release, most iPhone launch years follow a predictable pattern. Apple reveals the iPhone, opens pre-orders, then releases it in stores shortly after, but even a short waiting window around 10 days to 2 weeks between the iPhone 18 Pro launch event and the iPhone 18 Pro retail release creates a unique pressure point for the entire market. Here's why. Trade-in values can start shifting immediately. Once a new iPhone is officially announced, older models often begin losing perceived value in the consumer's mind, even if official trade-in prices haven't changed yet. That forces buyers into a stressful calculation. Do I sell or trade in now to maximize value? Do I wait and risk my phone being worth less? Do I lock in a pre-order to secure launch day availability? Apple benefits from that tension because it pushes decisive action, especially pre-orders. And during that gap, Android brands face a messaging dilemma. This is the moment when they'd ideally convince users to switch platforms. But it's also the moment when Apple dominates headlines, search results, and carrier promotions, platform switching costs, Android versus iPhone. Isn't just a phone choice, the iPhone 18 Pro cycle also highlights a deeper reality. Switching from Android to iPhone or iPhone to Android isn't just buying a handset, it's switching ecosystems. Consumers think about AirPods and accessory smartwatches, and fitness tracking, iMessage and FaceTime Habits app, purchases and subscriptions cloud, storage and photo libraries device to device, features like AirDrop equivalents. So when Apple launches a new iPhone, it's not just selling a new phone, it's reinforcing the comfort of staying inside Apple's ecosystem, especially for existing iPhone owners. That's why the Pro lineup matters. High-spending customers tend to be ecosystem locked, and Apple's pre-order machine is built to capture them early, before competitors can even make their best offer. Why the iPhone 18 Pro release date can define the entire holiday season. The iPhone 18 Pro release timing doesn't only shape September, it shapes Q4. Once Apple's iPhone hits the market, the next 3 months become an extension of the iPhone narrative. Reviews, camera comparisons, social media content, carrier deals, holiday gift guides, and end-of-year best phone lists. Android brands can still win in niches, foldables, value flagships, photography specialties, or aggressive charging tech. But Apple often owns the mainstream premium lane from September through December. If the iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max land in mid-September, Apple secures maximum runway into holiday shopping. Maximum carrier commitment during peak upgrade, months maximum control of online sentiment and search, demand maximum pressure on rivals to retreat into earlier launch. Windows next year, it becomes a cycle that reinforces itself. The real battle isn't specs, it's timing, attention, and distribution. Yes, iPhone 18 Pro features will matter. The camera will matter. iOS updates will matter. Performance upgrades will matter. But the biggest advantage Apple might have, again, is strategic timing. An early September iPhone 18 Pro launch event doesn't just introduce a new phone. It forces competitors to rearrange their calendars, compress their marketing windows, and fight for relevance in the narrow space before Apple takes the stage. And once Apple takes the stage, the market doesn't just watch, the market follows. Final thoughts. What to watch next? If you're tracking the iPhone 18 Pro release date leak, watch for 3 signals that confirm how serious this cycle will be. Carrier trade-in offers appearing earlier than usual, Android brands pushing heavier discounts in late August, retailers clearing premium Android inventory to make room for iPhone 18 Pro launch stock, because when the iPhone calendar locks in, the rest of the smartphone industry doesn't simply compete.